Hello, Mbula, Nuaya, and welcome. This is Maper coming to you live from the comfort of my home, and I welcome you here. It is 7:25 p.m. here in Fairbanks, Alaska, and I hope that you are having a great day or you're home with family. Wherever you are, welcome here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for finding time to hear me, listen to me, and learn from the things that I have to share today. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm um, originally from Fiji, and I still work full time as a registered nurse. And this is my business, my digital business that I started going on 2 years by May of this year. So even though it's only almost 2 years, many of us in the business, it is a big business community here, have started this journey 9 years ago, and the founders 10 years are celebrating this year 10 years of our online business. And that's it has been an amazing journey, and I am back because it is Thursday, Momentum Thursday, but I truly want to share something that I know um, will be a great reminder, and also just something that will probably nudge something in you to realize that there are options, that having to start a digital business even as I work full time is is to show that there are options, because this is going to be my retirement. And so welcome again. So here's the thing. Let me speak to the fear that keeps so many people stuck. But before I go there, I just want to highlight here that in this online business, with help of my wonderful husband, we are partnering in this business. And this is something that I want to share, that that I help parents, hardworking parents, nurses, and immigrants turn skills and determination into a sustainable online business. And yes, the sustainable online business with purpose and flexibility. So I just wanted to put this out there because that is part of the business, is helping more families, more people who are looking for that option to earn with flexibility, but with purpose, a purpose-driven business, and earning with integrity. So that's something that I wanted to put out there. I thought of mentioning that, and it's going to pop up every time I do my go live. So yeah. So let me speak to the fear that keeps so many people stuck. Fear is something that really holds people back. And so, and these are the things that, fear does. They make you ask these questions. What if I fail? What if it's too hard? What if I don't have the funds? What if I don't have enough funds? And what if I can't speak English well? Now, this is one of the things that even in an online business, and for me having to do this go live, I can't say that, that I speak perfect English, but these are some of the things that people that have started this online business fear, or those who are still waiting to, they fear having to not able to speak well in English. But you know what? These are real fears. And I'm going to say that this digital business has its training that also helps those who do not speak well in English, because we have it's a global business, and so we have everything that is in different. We have groups of from different ethnicities, from different parts of the world that you can join in if you are someone that does not speak fluent English, and so that's the amazing thing about it. It's not just for English speakers. So if you know, and if you wait until these fears disappear, like I said, it's real. Fears are these are real fears. But if you wait until these fears disappear, you will wait forever. Because fear always asks, what if? What if? But it only asks the questions that keep you small, that keep you from taking that next step, that keep you um, from coming out of that comfort zone. And so, but here's the thing: it never asks, what if this works? What if this works? What if this changes your family's future? What if this becomes the answer to prayers you've been whispering? So let me tell you something important. God does not require perfection. And so even if you're not an English speaker, God sees you as you are. And you are, and so you don't have to be perfect. He requires obedience. You don't need perfect English. An accent is not a weakness. It's proof you've learned, adopted, and survived. And people don't connect to perfect grammar. I can say that people don't connect to perfect grammar. You just be authentic. Just be who you are, and with what you have. They connect to the heart. They connect to the truth. They connect to courage. Because having to show up here, like I said, I did not show up. I didn't start this business confident. I learned, and I learned, and I decided this is something that I have to use. Not have to, but I can use to share the things that I value. And it has given me that courage to show up here and share with you. And so you don't need all the money. Staying stuck has a cost too. Waiting has a cost. And fear has been expensive. And you don't need to see the whole plan, because, when you keep telling yourself those what ifs, it just keeps you stuck where you're at. So, but here's one thing that I want to say: God has never asked for the full staircase. He just one faithful, obedient step. Because when you take one step, it leads to another, and then the next thing, and before you know it, you are at the end or at the pinnacle of your journey, at that success level or whatever journey you're in. So, I can say that I didn't start fearless. I didn't start with extra money. I didn't start fluent in everything. But I started with a decision a decision to move, a decision to learn, and to trust God while taking action. And so I truly believe that, having faith, is not passive. Faith truly moves, and faith speaks even when your voice shakes. So, if I have to look back at the first few go lives that I did, when I started, I'm sure there is a big difference when I started and, compared to now, because I could feel myself with my voice shaking, my hands trembling a bit, and then I had to practice, a few times to just be here. But, like I said, you don't have to be perfect. And just being authentic is what people want to see, because you can't be someone else. And if you try to be someone else, then then people will not trust that, because that's not you. And so being in the online space and having to start a business, I have learned that this journey and this business has been created in a way that to build trust, in a way to earn with integrity, in a way to share with others the skills that you have, in a way that that we encourage each other and cheer each other on, even when you are just starting, even when you're just learning. Every step is celebrated, because that is a path of success when when you celebrate every small step. And even if it is a slow one, it is still a progress. And that is something that I've learned in this business journey that really has encouraged me to, to share the journey of starting an online business, something that I wasn't looking for, but I found it because I believe that this was an open door for me, that God has opened for me. And now um, my husband and I are in partnership here. And and so, like I said, faith steps forward before confidence arrives. So like I said, when I started this business, I started with faith. Even though I was nervous, even though I had those fears, when I started this business, I did have those fears. I did ask those questions. What if I fail? What if, people laugh at me? What if I don't look that perfect? But then I realized that I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be myself. And so, so let me ask you the question fear avoids. What if you succeed? What if this works? And what if this gives you time with your family? Because that is one thing that most online business owners here in this business community started the business, whether they are professionals, whether they were busy working parents. A lot have worked more than two jobs, and a lot were professionals who spent so much time at work and less time with family. And so this is the question: what if this gives you time with your family? What if this builds stability, legacy, and peace? Don't let fear decide your future. Let obedience lead, because when your heart is yearning for something, for a change, whether you're a successful professional, whether you are a healthcare worker like myself, or whether you're just a parent, looking for ways to take care of your family, let that obedience lead. Because if it's something that's stirring up within you, and you are hearing this live, then that is, it's telling you something. You're not here by mistake. Let that obedience lead. So if this message is speaking to you, comment, one step. um, and if you're ready to learn what that step could look like, message me privately. Ask questions, even if you're skeptical, because every one of us that started this business were skeptical. Because the online space, there's so many things going on. Some promising quick rich, overnight get rich businesses that people have been promised, and they've been scammed so many times. And it is the reality. But this business is where so many have found. Some have started with different kinds of online businesses, spent so much time, lost so much money, and then they realized that when they started this business, it is something that you build over time. It's not an overnight get rich. You learn, you build it, you share it, and more people um, um, build it as well and become successful in their own way. We all have different gifts. We all have different weaknesses. We come with our different strengths and we share it. And that's the amazing thing about having to start this online business and the community that, this business community, is that we get to share the successes and how it is working for many and how we can apply it in our own way. So that is my Go Live for today. Your story matters, your obedience matters, and your voice matters, whether it is in your own mother tongue. You don't have to be a perfect English speaker. Um, Many of us here in the online space, many are immigrants, many speak purely their own mother tongue, but that is the amazing thing about it. You can reach your own people, you can reach globally with no restrictions because it is an online business. And so that is all from me today. My Go Live is all about what ifs. The what ifs, that the fear that is holding you back, and the what if you succeed when you take that obedient step. So thank you for being here. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever time zone you are joining me, if you are watching me from. And if you're watching the replay, do put down replay so I can come get back to you and say hi. Share this with someone who needs to hear this. And yes, and that is all from me. Vinaka, Poyaksha, and God bless.